Right, well, here we're talking to Phil. Phil, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us about your business?
Yeah, hi, my name's Phil Clark, and I'm the Principal Director at Chippendale and Clark. We're chartered accountants in Wiltshire. We work for small, medium businesses, mostly up to about 2 million turnover.
Right, well, Phil, tell me, what made you come to me in the first place for a spreadsheet?
So the thing that made me first come to you for a spreadsheet was the fact that I knew that the spreadsheets could do a lot more for me. And although my Excel skills are at a certain level, they are nothing compared to what yours are. So I knew we could do a lot more, but I had no idea how to do that. And you certainly did.
Well, that's good. Now, I spend a lot of time in networking events trying to explain to people that I do not just work for accountants, because as soon as I mention Excel, they immediately assume that it's just bookkeeping spreadsheets and I must do lots of work for accountants, which I don't. So could you please tell us what it was that I've made for you, and obviously so that people can see that it's not necessarily accounting based?
So you've made a number for us actually, but the first and actually the most important one controls all the work that goes in and out of our practice. So we have a CRM system and we have all the work loaded in there, you know, all the different clients, all the different jobs that need doing, but it's actually quite hard. Software reporting is never great, or it never does exactly what you want it to. So what you built for us first of all is a spreadsheet that controls every single account and tax return that comes in and out of here. So we extract 2 reports into this spreadsheet, our client list, and also on a monthly basis we export the time report in. Then as account records come in, we can mark them as in on the board, and we can see where they go through from records coming in to being reviewed to finalization. And at the end of each month as well, it produces a report on every single staff member, how many sets of accounts they produced, how many they reviewed, how long it took. We have a profit breakdown per every single client, because my system extracts, you know, what the fees would be for a client, because we're fixed fee, how long we spend on it. It knows all the staff members. So yeah, it's basically customer reporting on a customer basis for our practice. It's invaluable. I don't think any other accountancy practices, you know, outside of a really large firm with custom software would have that level of detail.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I remember all the formulas and everything that had to do attached to the bit of data that you were getting exported from your CRM, and I've certainly never done anything in that detail before myself. So yeah, so tell me, how has this helped? How's the spreadsheet helped you since you've been using it?
Well, we've had it over a year now, so a year is when we can really look at each client's profit and loss, because we know the income, we know how much time is spent on it. So we set a profit margin for each client, and we've been through and we can see which clients are not hitting our profit margin, and we reprice those clients. And we can also see which clients are profitable. The next stage is actually to sort of break it down into industries, which you can do, it's just having time, and we can see which industries are most profitable. We can then target our marketing at those industries if we want to. So it's really working smarter, not harder. We don't just want to add new clients in willy-nilly. It allows us to adjust our pricing, and actually, you know, on the other way, if we have industries that are low profit margin, retail was one, because it's quite transaction heavy, which is more transactions, generally lower profit margin. We can look at ways of either being more efficient within those industries, or, you know, just putting the prices up.
Absolutely. Now, one last question, if I may, for getting the other accountants, because obviously I want to do spreadsheets just for accountants. You obviously deal with a lot of businesses, all your clients and everyone else that you meet. So why, if you would actually recommend me to anyone else, why would you do so?
Well, internal processes. The thing is, your spreadsheets and the way we do them, you can't make errors in them. There's so many checks back and forwards and data verification. For instance, on our accounts control spreadsheet, you know, we've got drop-down boxes for each client. You can't just enter a client that doesn't match up with anything. Everything is matched up, and you get no errors throughout any of the spreadsheets. They don't fall over. You don't use macros. Well, you do some macros, but I know you said you use 6 in your entire life or something. But they're just they're very reliable. They're very reliable. And if I have actually asked some clients to go to you to have certain spreadsheets produced, but they think they can do it themselves, and they're awful. One of our clients was rerunning the payroll last month because they hadn't added up some hours correctly for one of their employees on their spreadsheets they sent through. But yeah, without being rude, if they had you build those spreadsheets, it would take them half the amount of time at the month end to correlate those hours, maybe not even half, maybe even 20% of the time, and the figures would not be wrong. So accuracy and time. And it might be a couple of £100 up front to have that built, but you've got that spreadsheet for life. One of the things that I think people jump into now is they must have a piece of software to solve a problem, whereas I know that Excel can solve that issue. So people, for instance, get timesheet software. I think QuickBooks does that in the accountancy industry, and they pay £15 a month or £20 a month for each employee. So if you have 20 employees, that might be £300 a month just for timesheets, which, do you know what, Excel could do. You could build one of those for £700-800, and it would be 100% accurate. But not only that, we could have a customized export for our payroll system, so you might even be able to save money with your accountant. So the most recent spreadsheet we did, I came to you because I know how it would work. But it takes an extract. They're a supply company. There's about 118 on the payroll. We can do that at £3 a pay slip, but normally it's £5 or £6 because they send us the data in a certain way. The spreadsheet now turns that data into another a format that then we import into the payroll system. It probably saves an hour and a half, 2 hours a week. So it's more profitable for us. So yeah, my own answer is time and efficiency. Oh, and not having to pay least costs on software for the rest of your life.
Absolutely, that is all true. Well, Phil, thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for all the nice things that you had to say.
No problem. Thank you, Richard.